Hello everybody, welcome along to my 2019 Unibet Lincoln preview. Obviously the flat season, the first day of the turf flat season, the curtain raiser is almost upon us, and it's traditionally always brought upon us by the Doncaster card on the Saturday afternoon. Plenty of good races on this card, the Camis Trophy, the Spring Mile, to name two races, but the main event at 3:35 is of course the Unibet Lincoln, which we're going to be focusing on today. And it's quite a tight little race. This is quite a few horses all in and around the same price in the market so far, as at the moment at least. One clear-cut favourite at the moment, which is we're going to go through the betting now, which is the Godolphin-trained Auxerre for Charlie Appleby, 7-2. James Doyle opting to stay in the UK to ride this, other than going to World Cup night, which is also Saturday as well, at Maidan to ride for the Godolphin there. So that's 7-2. David Barron's Kyron, 8-1 second favourite at the moment. Sultan Stall, the big gambled on horse for the McGuinness team over from Ireland, come all the way from 16-1, all the way into 10s. It's gone 16, 14s, 12, and now 10s as well. It will probably go off single figures come Saturday afternoon. The Phil Kirby trained South Seas, formerly of Andrew Balding and Sheikh Fahad Al Thani, is 10-1. The Charlie Fellows trained Chief of Chiefs at 10-1. Humbert at 10s. David Ellsworth's 12-1 shot rip-off. Andrew Balding's Zwayan, Baringa 14-1 and 16-1 bar the rest. So, but look at this race. We've got quite a few good horses in here. Horses like Zwayan, who's ran well last season, some big races. Chief of Chiefs, who's been on the all-weather so far this season. Rip-off, won a nice big handicap at Ascot last year for Haley Turner in and around last August, I think it was, followed by a couple more decent runs in and around the big handicaps throughout the summer as well. So it's quite a tough little race to really kick off the big handicap of the season, the first big betting test of the season at least, and it was won very well last year by the William Haggas Adiabe last year. He won it very, very well, didn't he? Won it by street, went on to running Pat and Company as well. Probably wasn't really a group horse really, was he? Well, he is a group horse, but not a top level group 1 horse was at Adiabe. It was really looked as if he would be one of them horses that could really go on like William Haggas had before, with horses such as Penitent, who won the Lincoln, obviously, I think 10 years, was it a few years ago now? He looks a really good horse prior to that. He won a couple of Group 1s as well, but Adiabe probably wasn't really the sort of horse, Group 1 level, that William Haggas probably thought he was, but nonetheless, it was a good win last year for him anyway, and he'll be looking to see if he's got any runners in this race. Obviously, for me, the main pick for me at 10-1, I'm going to go with South Seas. I do like the look of him. Andrew Balding had him as a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. Now 5 years old at the moment, was sold for 150,000 guineas in the autumn horses in training sale at Newmarket. Tattersalls, gone to Phil Kirby at least, and new ownership as well. They actually, the ownership of this horse that will be represented next week's Grand National by Black Lion, who I think has got a great chance next weekend as well. But I fancy South Seas a lot here. Was been hardly tried recently in his two-year-old and 3-year-old campaign on the Solario Stakes, I think at Sandown as well, and that was his last time he got his head in front. Jamie Spencer at the moment is down to be ridden, is booked to ride this horse for Phil Kirby, who I think has got a live chance at 10-1. He's a good horse on his day, and a drop down into handicap company should really suit the horse. And I think if Jamie Spencer's riding it, you'd probably expect him to hold the horse up. The recognisable chestnut back noseband combination that we see South Seas running before. Expect him to anchor him out the back, deliver him late on, hopefully pick off the beaten horses and maybe come with a nice late run at the end to win that. So that's my pick for the Lincoln, at least at 10-1. Looking through the other horses here, I definitely think Rip-Off can run a big race. I think this is his first run of the season off a layoff after the summer. Was very good last year. I think he won the international handicap at Ascot in the summer last year under Haley Turner. One of her first comeback rides of the season that was for David Ellsworth. And at 12-1, if he's got a big chance, you expect that to drift in a little bit more, perhaps into single figures as well. I think the favourite could be a classy animal as well. Charlie Appleby will obviously fancy his chances. Could be the next Adiabe, win the race quite well. Be a group horse in a handicap potentially. That remains to be seen. But at 7-2, it's a pretty warm fate for a handicap at least, and such a big race like the Lincoln as well. So probably Godolphin definitely fancy their chances with that horse. Looking down the prices at 14-1, Zwayan might have a good each way chance. Sylvester de Souza booked to ride for Andrew Balding. Obviously the owners, the colours of the late Leicester owner Vichai. So fingers crossed they can get a big run into him. Only his first run of the season as well. A couple of horses might have been campaigned to Dubai towards the bottom of the bet, and I'm not seeing really some of the outsiders at the moment. I've only taken a sample of the top priced horses at the moment, but for me, South Seas has definitely got a massive chance here, and my pick to get Phil Kirby off to a good start on the flat season and potentially complete a big spring double with next week. Obviously, Black Lion at 33 best price for the National, even 50s touch in some places as well to run a big race in the National as well next weekend. But as I said before, Chief of Chiefs, another interesting horse as well. Been running on the all-weather throughout the winter. definitely race fit, unlike some of these other horses who probably come into their first run of the season. Chief of Chiefs is probably race fit and will have that advantage over some other horses. Andrea Mazzini at the moment booked in to ride the horse. Charlie Fellows had a good season last year, a couple of nice winners, a couple of good runners as well last year. Horses like Mia Tesoro, who really improved massively, ran well in Dubai over this winter as well. Prince of Arran as well, done very well, got placed in the Melbourne Cup. I think he come third in the Melbourne Cup this year. Won the Lexus Stakes as well in Australia. So Charlie Fellows, is more than capable of landing a gamble when he wants to with a horse that he fancies a lot and he sees that respects a lot of as well. So Chief of Chiefs again can run a big race, but for me it's all about South Seas. I really do think he's a good horse on his day. 150,000 guineas suggests there's plenty of improvement in this 5-year-old. Chestnut 5-year-old as well, and I think you're going to win this at a nice price. 10 to 1 at the moment, it's a good price to get on at the moment. I can see this horse getting backed in a bit as well to complete the first leg of a nice spring double for Phil Kirby. If you did enjoy this, guys, hit the like button, subscribe, comment away as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.